Hey, Scrapping fans, welcome back. I'm doing the Scrapping Clearly, January mood board challenge here, which is some really awesome colours here actually, some very much my colours. And here is my layout to share with you. It's a very mixed media-y one with a cut file. And I'm documenting a photo of myself and my bestie when we went to the Photo by Designs retreat, not last year now, the year 2018. Seems really good saying that. So what I'm showing you here is I've just got a piece of, I think it's just cardstock from Kaiser Craft, and I have already put some white gesso on it. Now, hindsight's a wonderful thing. What I probably should have done was put clear gesso on it, because the white gesso with the watercolour paints, which you can see me playing with here, the Jane Davenport watercolours, oh, these are fantastic. The white of the gesso was visible as such, so I had to really coat the watercolour on. Didn't warp my paper at all, so the gesso did its job really well and whatnot, but yes, it was a bit annoying after a while. So what I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm just misting on some water, spraying on some water onto my watercolours and playing around with different brush strokes at the minute, because I wasn't sure. I kind of was just going with a real messy feel. I was feeling very messy and mixed media when I did this layout. And I'm just obviously sticking to the colours of the mood board. So now the collection I'm using to do this layout is the Heidi Swap Colour Fresh. Now I had just gotten this when I did this layout, picked up a few pieces from my local Spotlight here in Australia, which is kind of like a big craft store. So I'm kind of kicking myself now. I think I want the big 12 by 12 paper pad. I only got the small one because I wasn't sure how much I was going to love it, but I think I do love it. Now most of the pieces in that are like a pink colour, so I kind of figured that my mood board with the pink tones were covered. So my background is, as you can see, predominantly blue, just to tie in that blue from the mood board as well. And as you can see, I'm using different thick and smaller brush strokes just to move the paint around a little bit, plus to just not give it any real clean look, I guess, is probably the way to put it. Now, I did let that dry itself. Oh no, is that a blue with the heat gun? That's right, so I did dry. I'm adding another layer here. So I did bring in some pink of the background, and I've brought in a Kaiser Craft mist. I think it's a glimmer mist as well. I think it's called Candy Apple or something like that. It's a real like pink color. Now, it was too pink for me, so I have added water. I didn't probably need to add water to this to do the packaging technique, but I decided to anyway, just to give it a bit more movement, but to maybe try and mute the colour a little bit more. And I just spreading around a bit. So just adding that packaging technique, which worked kind of well this time. And the colour ended up being a bit muted and a bit more peachy pink actually in the parts where there wasn't blue. I think because the white gesso had muted it a bit. Now I'd already pre-backed my cut file. And now I'm just matting my photo onto some of the 6x6 paper pad pieces. And here's the ephemera pack. I actually, really wasn't sure how much I'd like this collection actually, but yes, I brought the stamp set, the ephemera pack, and the 6x6 paper pad. I'd already had, I think, the puffy stickers that go with it anyway. I brought them ages ago. which like you won't see them on this layout, but they're like a gold in the typical Heidi Swap font. Yeah, but I think I need the big paper pad. So there's not a great deal of blue in the ephemera, so hence why it's such a big splodge on the background. And it wasn't quite dry when I decided to put everything there. I don't think I do too many layers behind my photo. I tied in some blue with my photo as well, like a lighter blue. This one here, I don't know where that's from. It's just a scrap I had kicking about in my stash here. My desk, well, no, my desk is not a mess. I have bits and pieces where I've worked on projects lately in piles, neat piles, not crafter masks, but neat piles on my floor. And I just added to my list, tidy my area up and put everything away. For my day today. Now I wasn't sure exactly where I was going to put the photo. Middle, down the bottom, on an angle. I did originally look at putting the cut file on an angle at the top left and putting the photo down a bit lower, but I rather it centered, I think. Now I'm just going to go through and I'm picking some different ephemera pieces. I do try and make sure that the colours are balanced out. And create some little clusters around the actual cut file itself. As for where this cut file's from, I'm not 100% sure, but if you would like to know where it's from, just let me know and I will, if I remember, I'll put it in the description box. I have one of three. It's either a Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file, it's either a Paige Evans cut file, or recently I've been purchasing some cut files from Cut to You, so their store. So it's one of those three. I have a feeling it's a Confessions of a Paper Addict because it was already sitting in my box of pre-cut cut files. Just thought of something else I need to do this week. I'm on holidays for 2 weeks now, and I think I need to do some photo organising. Order some photos, I think, to finish off some past 18 months. So I've just popped out some pieces that I think I wanted to use. I'm just adding some twine to this little tag type piece, and that again will tie in some of that peachy pink colour, because that's, as you can see, is a bit, if you can see up close anyway, you will at the end, is the colour there. What am I doing? Oh, and two, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, there's two tags here that I'm layering. I think for most of my ephemera I just stick them down with my normal ATG. I don't think I use any wet glue. It's not too heavy mixed media, so it sticks alright. I did stick the cut file down with, as you saw, the wet glue, just because it was a bit finicky. So I just thought I'd keep this in just to show you my processes of layering and putting things together. So for this one, as I said, I was trying to obviously match the mood board. Obviously that's part of the challenge. So like for this cluster here, I have a bit of that pink tone, and then I have those greeny blue colours over the top. Again, it was just my thought process around trying to make sure that you kind of tick off the boxes a little bit, I guess. And then I decided to add some dimension, because when I looked at my ephemera, I wasn't really thinking about adding too much of the dimensional type products. So there was no real, there wasn't any flare buttons or wood veneer or anything I was thinking of adding. So I thought I would add the photo up on some craft foam just to give it a bit of a pop. Oh, there's this piece here that says that you and me, and I just needed to find a spot for it because I really wanted to use it. I thought it looked really good. A lot of the pieces in this ephemera pack are that, like, not vellum, what is it? Acetate. There's a lot of acetate pieces, which I thought was interesting. It's funny how some die cut packs have certain elements to them. Alright, so I've placed all my ephemera out, just adding maybe some tiny little pieces. Just to complete some little clusters. Now I brought the stamp set, which is unusual for me. I steer away from stamp sets because I don't use them very much, but I love this stamp set as well. I'm just looking at it here. It's got some great pieces, great little words, phrases on them. And as you can see here, apart from going a bit nuts with the stamping, as I said, I went very mixed media on this layout. There were some great little ones to do some journaling with. And I'm just using some Stays On ink here. Just was really conscious of the fact that I wanted to make sure that the mixed media, if it got wet again, it didn't sort of, something happened and it got wet, it didn't muck anything up. So I'm just ghosting a lot of my stamping there as well. It's just a technique I enjoy doing. And I think it just adds, like, it looks like a layer. Now down the bottom here, so this is what I mean. This has got like a little love heart, and you probably could use it as a checklist, but instead I use it as my journaling, like, lines to journal on, about, you know, my photo and what I'm documenting. Yeah, I thought they were really cool that way. And I think I used another one that said recorded, and I put the date in there underneath the photo on the cut file maybe. And just adding a bit more. Oh no, maybe that's it, maybe. Oh, I jumped ahead, sorry, the recorded was what I put in. This is the journaling lines I'm adding. So peaceful here. I've been up early, done some exercise, now I'm just having a coffee and doing this voiceover as the sun comes up. It's so lovely. No one's awake yet as such. No one's out here, I should say, in my craft room. So there are all my pieces added, and I think that is potentially layout completed. So I do add some little flowers. I liked these flowers, they weren't too big. Just fiddling around with the last bits and pieces I had pulled out from the pack to see if there's anything else I want to add and tidy them up and put away, I guess. A bit of a clean as I go kind of crafter, sort of. And there you go. That is my challenge for January for Scrapping Clearly's mood board. So as you can see at the front, I think I've ticked off a few of the colours in there. And there's the floral elements as well from the pictures that I added in. There you go, you can see the stamping I've done there to make the journaling lines. And then I've got some up-close photos at the end here. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Remember to give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed what you're watching, and I'll see you again real soon with another process video. Bye for now.